Okay, it's October 20th, 2007, and this is the GANOOZE weekend edition. You know, one of the weekend editions. News is kind of thin. So anyway, top story would be, I guess, the Iranian negotiator regarding nuclear arms has, submitted his resignation, probably with a little bit of a gun pointed to his head. There's this housing secretary is in trouble, like gave away too many houses or something. There's a report about these school sex scandals. There's always some report about school sex scandals. The Democrats are continue to push the child health care stuff. Dumbledore is gay. Okay. That's a story. To be some woman-on-woman stuff going on with the space shuttle. Really interesting. You want to hear about that. This story on cold medicines. Yeah, it's news. And that Peanuts guy, Schultz, biography, not too nice. So anyway, so let's get to this. Yeah, this Iranian negotiator thing, I guess it's... Okay, I cut that part out, because it's not an interesting story. It's just this Iranian guy was a negotiator, and he's not the negotiator anymore. I mean, there's really no story here, but we don't know why he's not the negotiator anymore. For all we know, he wanted to go on vacation. Who the hell knows? Whatever. Who cares? All right, so let's, this housing secretary, Alfonso Jackson, is a friend of Bush's from way back home, I guess, in Texas. And, is apparently giving, friends of his is getting these $350,000 contracts or whatever, and there's some stuff going on there. And apparently his answers to questions have been very elusive and insincere. And so politics as usual, right? All right, so there was this whole story about these school sex scandals, and apparently there's, the AP, the Associated Press, has done some sort of research, and they found that there's these 2,300 cases of something or other out of 2 million teachers. I mean, that's not too many, actually, so I guess teachers have a pretty good record comparing to other, things. But anyway, and then some of these scandals aren't very, they're sort of, people fall in love, blah, 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 but whatever. I mean, it's just not a very good story. But I'm not advocating any, hanky-panky in school. No, not a good thing. So the Democrats and this healthcare thing, I didn't realize, but they're going to try to finance this thing with another increase in the cigarette tax. And, boy, that's really not kind. Cigarette smokers are already really being hit hard, and it's just such a regressive tax. I mean, to pay for poor people stuff by taxing poor people is really not a good idea. Because yeah, you force people like me who might say, yeah, taking care of kids is a good idea, but yeah, I didn't have the damn kids. I smoke cigarettes. That's my liability. But why is my liability cost? What do I get taxed for my liability? Why don't you tax them for having them damn kids? So really, I'm unsympathetic with the Democrats on this one. So anyway, so there's this, all these stupid stories you get. This, Dumbledore. This J.K. Rowling's and this, whatever it is, the funny kid with the glasses stories. Every character in that whole frickin' goddamn story is gay, right? I mean, there's nobody. they're all gay. So why is this news that Dumbledore is gay? This is on news. I mean, who isn't gay in the goddamn story? The whole thing is fucking gay. Magic wands and brooms and shit. God. Oh, jeez. The whole thing creeps me out. But anyway. Okay, and then the woman thing. Yeah, this woman is going to be the commander of the space shuttle. At the same time, the woman is going to be running like the space station thing. And so like the two women are actually going to dock in space. There's going to be this all-woman docking taking place in space. And it'll be the first time to have this woman-on-woman docking activity taking place in space. I'm sure there's been other woman-on-woman activity, but just we haven't heard about that. You know, the Russian and the American woman. You know, who knows what goes on up there. You know, they really don't. They don't have the cameras on all the time. You know. So anyway, then there's another report on cold medicine. You know, and so they're finally letting us know that all these cold medicines aren't any good, and that you shouldn't give them to kids. And, you know, well, I mean, if they're not any good, well, maybe nobody should be drinking them, right? I mean, everybody knows they're no good. I mean, you drink this stuff and you say, what the hell was that? Didn't do shit. Because they took all the good stuff out, you know, because they didn't want kids getting high on this stuff. So they took all the good chemicals out and just give you a bunch of this, you know, flavored chemical stuff. And it doesn't do, you know, it doesn't do any good. And it's $4 a bottle. And you say, $4 for what? What's it do? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't put you to sleep. I mean, really, you'll have, like, you know, some kind of chemical you just drink, it puts you in a coma for 4 days, and then you wake up and you're all better. So anyway, it's kind of a dumb story, you know, but whatever, they're all dumb stories. The news is pretty dumb, and you know, it isn't made any less dumb when certain people are doing the news. So anyway, now the last story I could find is the guy who wrote the Peanuts comic strip. You know, the guy did a biography on him. And the family's not too pleased, you know, because it's not a very flattering, I guess. It just kind of describes him as kind of a cranky, depressed guy. And who didn't know that already, though? I mean, all the character, the main character is this guy who just loses, you know? I mean, nothing ever goes right. I mean, Charlie Brown, I mean, so obviously the only person going to write that is somebody who's sort of sympathetic with the futility of life. You know, it's no big surprise. And I guess you know, maybe people shouldn't be making biographies of people that are literate, you know? I mean, the guy is obviously pretty literate, did all those comic strips all those years. I guess if he had a story to tell or wanted to say something, he would have said it, you know? So I don't really see doing biographies of people like that. You do biographies of the illiterate, you know, people who can't say what they need to say or have no way of expressing themselves in their life. So maybe you need to biography such people, but you don't really need to, you know, his comic strip speaks for herself. His, you know, you really don't need to sit there and backseat drive his life and, you know, write some book explaining why he's cranky and, you know, whatever, melancholy, whatever. I mean, just stupid book. But anyway, so that's the news. Sorry, I didn't really imitate anybody. You know, tired, really just, I don't know, just don't have anything, just no, you know, it's just one of those days. So that would be the news.